Welcome to our second Get 'em Home huddle. I'm Sheila Darpino, and today we're going to be talking about challenge prizes. So, we're going to start every one of our huddles with a story of the week. If you have a story that you'd like to share about a special long stay pet, please share it with us because we'd love to share a story about your special pet that you found a home for. But this story is about Kahlua. At the time this story started, Kahlua was a 7-year-old mixed breed dog. She lived with an elderly, visually impaired military veteran who was evicted from his home due to a long and complicated story. His dogs were confiscated and he couldn't take Kahlua back because he was homeless. Kahlua had a history of being friendly towards dogs and people, but she had been in the shelter for 2 months and they were uncomfortable placing her for adoption because of dog aggression while in her kennel and on behavior evaluation. Not to mention, she was extremely anxious and deteriorating behaviorally. The shelter would be euthanizing Kahlua if they couldn't find placement for her because they felt that they couldn't help her. They called every shelter and rescue that they could to try to find someone to take her, but as is often the case, no one could. So, as a last ditch effort, one of the veteran's friends decided to foster Kahlua for a week to see how she did in a home environment away from the stress of the shelter. In a home, Kahlua was a different dog. That picture of her on the right is in a foster home. And she got along great with the other four dogs in the house of all different sizes and personalities. She loved kids and all people. Based on her behavior in that home environment, Kahlua was placed into an adoption program. They found placement for her. And after about 2 months, Kahlua was adopted and currently lives with a woman and her tween son. This is a story about advocacy and the power of community. Sometimes it just takes that one person who's willing to step up and give a dog a chance. And in this case, we not only helped Kahlua, but we honored a military veteran by saving his beloved dog's life. So that's our story of the week. I'd be interested to know if you guys could use your raise the hand feature. How many of you have advocacy programs at your organization, meaning advocacy where you have caseworkers or people who advocate or work with specific dogs or cats. So raise your hand if you can see that little raised hand, and then you can lower it in just a minute so we can see that. Thank you. Got a couple of you. That's great. All right, now the reason you're all here, and that is prizes. So I'm going to be talking about the prizes and answering your questions. Qualifying for prizes, you have to primarily house pets in a traditional facility, and you have to complete all 3 surveys for the challenge. So the registration survey, which hopefully most of you have already done. There will be a start of the challenge data survey, so giving us data at the beginning of the challenge, which the first week of the challenge, I should say, and then there will be end of challenge data submission to us as well. So once you complete those 3 steps, then you're eligible for prizes. And the prizes are, so the first prize I'm going to talk about is most creative foster or adoption tactic. This is a prize related to a single strategy to find adoptive homes for long stay dogs or cats. This is a great graphic that is courtesy of Heartspeak about a dog named Beasley who did find a home. The idea is you would be applying related to a single tactic, but that can help multiple pets. So this tactic of these cute little graphics for pets available for adoption, they would be applying it to multiple different pets. So that's the first one, most creative foster or adoption tactic. Second one is most creative program overall. So these are awards related to your overall plan to get them home. So it might involve several different tactics. So you might use cute memes for long stay cats. You might engage kids in your community to help them spend time with the pets and get them out on social media. You might do a sleepover foster program. So multiple different things and all the different things that you did to find homes for these long stay pets. The third award is the Impact Award. This is an award for the impact that this challenge had on your shelter overall. So it might be policy changes. So it might be something like shifting to an adopter's welcome attitude or removing barriers for people to become foster foster caregivers. It also might involve program changes. So I use Kahlua in this picture as well, but an example of starting an adult dog foster program so that dogs like Kahlua, we don't get into such a desperate place with them and there's already a plan for them to be able to go to foster. It can also be changes in your overall organization and how it works, such as starting to use volunteers to help with the foster program so that you can get more pets out into foster. So those are a couple examples related to the Impact Award. The last potential award that is part of the challenge is the Completing the Challenge Award. This is something that, so the previous ones I've discussed, people are eligible for if you apply for those specific prizes, and there'll be specific submission requirements for them. This one is one for anyone who completes the challenge. So if you complete the submission requirements, you'll be entered into a chance to win one of 10 $1,000 grants. So it'll be randomly selected from everybody who completes the challenge. And that is the prizes. So information in terms of email if you have questions, and other general information down there. But we are ready to open it up to questions if anybody has any.